If you're having a horse being resistant to picking up the correct lead at the canter and maintaining the correct lead, there are a couple of muscles that are responsible for inhibiting that free motion. Before I work on the horse, I just want to go up and say hello to him rather than just going over and poking at him. Boy. One of the muscles is called the posterior pectoral muscle. It's behind the shoulder itself, and what this muscle does is it brings the leg back. It is the release process that interferes with muscle function. So in order for the horse to pick up the correct lead, let's say the right lead in this case, he's got to be able to release this and come forward with his front leg. If this is tight, it doesn't let go. It doesn't allow the horse to fully extend that right shoulder forward in such movements as the canter, the correct lead at the canter. So how I would work on this is a very sensitive muscle. There's a lot of reasons that this would be tight. It could be the horse paws a lot. It could be the horse only travels to the right, and so repetition of motion creates muscle tightness. It could be a horse stands at a gate and is constantly pawing to come in, which is kind of annoying. That could make it tight. Anything in a stretch position makes a horse tight, or a muscle tight, not a horse, but anytime you're in a stretch position, your muscle will get tight. It can be internal. It could be the horse has discomfort in their stomach. It could be the horse is uncomfortable down low. It could be the girth placement. It could be too tight of a girth. So those are some of the issues. Now, how do I work it? Again, I use a very soft hand, but firm. And I could actually stand over this way to allow me to keep my eye on his hind legs, because this is so sensitive, and if they're girthy, they may take a swipe at you. Maybe not. Most often don't. They're good eggs. So how I would work on it is I would palpate with my hand, an open hand, to feel if it's tight. Then I would take a hand and I'd run it straight down like this, or very loose back of my hand, to try and separate the fibers, okay? Widen these fibers. There's also an origin here right on it's called the raphe line, or the xiphoid process of the sternum, which is where it's the center of our sternum. And I will just come back with a soft hand and cross those fibers. All of this material is in the book that I wrote and published titled Keeping Horses at Their Best. It's a hands-on guide to correcting and preventing performance problems in horses. So all of this is discussed and shown in color in my book. But this is how you would work on it. And then what you would do is you would ask the horse to, if the horse is going to not be unruly and well-behaved, is to have the rider canter the horse so that the exercise and the stretching actually lengthens this more, so the exercise becomes part of the treatment. The most concerted exercise at lengthening all the muscle groups is the canter. So if this were my horse and he was fine, he wasn't going to put me on the floor or buck me off, I would canter him after I did this. And I would only canter him maybe 1 or 2 times around the arena, and that would loosen this muscle. So that's that.